I was traveling home after working late. It was already 2:45 a.m. when I reached the station. Only one train runs at that hour, the Night Express. The platform was empty. No vendors, no railway guards, no announcements. Just cold air and the distant sound of the train approaching. When it stopped, I got into coach 7. Strangely, the entire coach was empty. Not a single passenger. I sat near the window and the train started moving. For the first 10 minutes, everything felt peaceful. But then I noticed something odd. Even though the train was moving fast, the view outside was pitch black. No stations, no trees, no lights, just endless darkness. At 3:01 a.m., a ticket checker walked into my coach. He looked different. Old uniform, faded badge, very pale. He didn't speak, didn't smile, just stared at me with tired eyes. I handed him my ticket. He looked at it, then slowly said, "You shouldn't be in this coach. No one sits in coach 7 at this hour." I frowned. Why? What's wrong with it? He opened his mouth to answer, but froze. His eyes widened, as if he sensed something. Then he whispered, "Don't talk to anyone you see in this coach after 3:15 a.m. Before I could question him, he walked away and disappeared into the next compartment. At 3:12 a.m., the lights flickered, just once, but enough to make my heart jump. When the lights came back fully, she was there, a woman, sitting at the very end of the coach. I hadn't seen her get in. I hadn't heard footsteps. She sat unnaturally still, her long hair covering most of her face, her hands folded neatly on her lap. I remembered the checker's warning. Don't talk to anyone you see after 3:15 a.m. I checked the time. 3:14 a.m. My heartbeat grew louder. She slowly turned her head toward me, but her face remained hidden by hair. I looked down, pretending to be on my phone. The train window showed her reflection faintly. But something was wrong, very wrong. She was sitting still in real life, but in the window reflection, her head was tilted, all the way sideways, as if her neck was broken. My breath caught in my throat. I didn't look up, didn't move, didn't look. The train kept moving through endless darkness. At 3:17 a.m., I heard her voice, soft, dry, almost whispering. "Why are you ignoring me?" I didn't answer. I kept staring at the floor. She spoke again, closer now. "Please look at me. No one looks at me anymore." My hands shook, my chest tightened. The seat in front of me creaked gently, as if someone had just sat down. I heard footsteps, slow, dragging, coming down the aisle toward me. I kept my head down. The footsteps stopped right next to me. I saw her feet, bare, dusty, bruised, and facing the wrong direction, as if her legs were twisted. She whispered, "You're scared. I can hear your heartbeat." I clenched my eyes shut. "Don't move. Don't speak. Don't look." Then I felt it, a cold hand on my shoulder, light at first, then tighter. Her breath touched my ear. "Look at me. I'm right here." I wanted to scream, but then the train lights flickered again, and just like that, the hand vanished The footsteps were gone. The seat beside me was empty. The old ticket checker came walking fast from the opposite end of the coach. His face looked terrified. He asked me, "Are you okay?" I nodded weakly. He whispered, "She came again, didn't she? I told you never sit in coach 7 after 3 a.m. I finally asked, Who is she?" He looked down the empty aisle and said quietly, "A passenger who died here years ago. Her body was found in this very coach, alone, at 3:15 a.m. Sometimes she thinks the living are still riding with her." The train slowed. "Come," he said, "I'll take you to another coach." We walked together down the corridor, but just before we exited coach 7, I turned back. The woman was sitting in the last row again, facing me, watching, her head slowly tilting to the side. And this time, I finally saw her face. Burned, blistered, eyes completely white, but she was smiling. In the next coach, the air felt normal again. Passengers slept peacefully. Lights were steady. The ticket checker stood near the door of coach 7. His voice was soft. "If you ever ride the night express again, never sit in coach 7. It's not for the living." I blinked. "Will I see you again?" I asked. He didn't answer. When I turned away and looked back, he was gone, like he'd never been there. When the train finally reached my station, I ran out as fast as I could. But the fear didn't leave me. Because later, when I checked my phone camera, the reflection from the train window was still visible in the background. And behind my own reflection, I saw hers. White eyes, burned face, standing behind me, smiling.